Anthony Hartwig here with a Cardinal Mooney volleyball player profile. I am joined by junior outside hitter Brinkley Bear. Brinkley, thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
Of course, thank you for having me.
You got it. You're one of the newer faces of this Mooney team, stepping up into a much bigger role this year. And all you've done is, statistically lead the team in kills. What's it been like for you to step into, a much bigger role your junior season and to be able to see yourself have as much success as you have?
It's definitely different after not playing for around over a year, and the team is amazing. Everyone is so welcoming, and it's honestly just fun to play.
How were you able to just kind of step into it and, like you said, not play for almost a year and be able to come on the court and feel like you've been playing for a long time?
My coaches definitely helped me. They are so encouraging, and it's a very good environment.
Let's go back to the preseason and kind of what it was like for you to mentally get ready for a volleyball season and what you went through to get back in the flow of playing. What was that like for you?
Definitely hard after having like a mental block from an injury, but we practiced a ton. I got closer with the girls, team bonding, and we made a good chemistry. It got much better.
What do you think was the key to making it past that mental block that you just talked about and some of the things that really made you feel confident, not just in your own ability and your own talent, but in your body that you would be able to go out there and not be, injured again?
Working out, stretching, anything, and just keep pushing myself. And at times I will get really sore, but keep pushing and fight through it.
That had to take a drive or something that had to, really drive you to want to get back out there. What was it that did that for you? What made you push past all that stuff and get back on the floor?
I love these girls. They're like sisters to me, and the seniors are amazing to me. And I've never had like a better team in my entire life. And be with them, play hard. It's the best feeling.
You talked about team bonding earlier. What have been some of your favorite team bonding experiences with this team off the court so far this year?
Definitely the sleepover and the beach volleyball.
We already talked with Natalie Blasco. She's one of your setters. She sets you up a ton this year. What is it like to kind of build a relationship with her and to build a rhythm with a setter again and to have her for another year because she'll be there next year for your senior year? What's that been like for you?
It's definitely hard being with a new setter and someone who has a ton of varsity experience, but we definitely connected and built a bond. And she's a very sweet girl. And I think communication is key in volleyball, and talking it out and explaining what works best for you definitely helps.
You also talked about the other seniors on the team this year. What have they taught you, and what do you think you're going to take from watching them lead this year into next year when you're a senior and you're asked to be a much bigger leader on the team?
To keep you pushing yourself, even if your body is just shutting down and mentally tired, keep pushing yourself and always have the heart to play.
Let's talk about some of the things that you've done on the court this year. You lead the team in kills. You've been able to have a lot of success. What was the one thing that you think you've improved the most on from, let's say, like the summer workouts and the preseason to where you're at right now, heading into the last week of the regular season?
Definitely seeing the court and hitting spots that are open. I have never been an outside before, actually. I've always been right side. And so outside definitely was a new role to take on for me. But hitting new positions and or spots and trying.
Let's talk about that transition for you because, like, right side, you don't get nearly as many sets. You're getting a ton more opportunities. There's a lot more responsibility on you to be efficient and to swing and be a threat on offense. What was that like for you to build confidence in yourself as an outside?
Honestly, not as bad as I thought it would be. I love hitting so much, just getting all your anger out on the ball and everyone cheering. I just
Channel that rage, right? What do you see on the ball? Like what's that thing that you get angry about to really put power behind your hit?
um Honestly, just my drive for volleyball. I love the sport, and I've been on 3 different national teams the last couple years.
With that love for the sport, I want to talk about the journey, right? The thing that made you fall in love with it. When did you first get into the sport, and when did you start to find yourself falling in love with the sport of volleyball?
I was in 8th grade when I started club volleyball, but I did play in 7th grade for my old school, Canfield, and just hitting the ball and everyone being so supportive and like cheering for you. It's such a good feeling. And I came from playing or doing dance for 8 years, so it was definitely a huge difference. And I love the way all the girls connect.
How much, did you lean on the dance background that you just talked about? Dance is something where you get a lot of leg strength, I'm sure. How much did you lean on those 8 years of dance when you kind of started to develop your volleyball skills?
Honestly, a lot. Dance really helped with my vertical and jumping from like ballet, and it helped a lot.
What are some of the things that you think that were the hardest to grasp about the sport, or the hardest skills that you had to really master? What gave you the most difficulty when you started?
Mm, Probably just like perfecting everything. Definitely getting your confidence, um, figuring out like how to move your platform or how to hit certain spots.
Earlier, you talked about how big the coaching staff was in getting you back and confident. Let's talk about Coach Shaheen and what it's been like to be under her and to be coached by her. What kind of things has she taught you, not just about volleyball, but about yourself as well?
She's been very supportive of me and definitely one of the best coaches I've ever had. And she has definitely taught me to like never give up, keep pushing myself.
What are some of your favorite memories on the court with this team? We've talked about team bonding exercises, but already you've had a lot of great moments in this season with this team. What have been some of your favorite on the court memories with your girls?
Definitely just when one of us hits and we all get so excited, or a block, anything like that.
This team has a lot of energy. Where do you think that comes from in the locker room? Like, what do you think gives this team so much positive vibes?
Definitely the music we play before. It's a ton of different songs on the playlist, and we get so hyped before games.
What's your pregame playlist look like? What are some of the things that you listen to?
We listen to some rap, like I don't want to say party music, but stuff like that.
When how much does the team's playlist line up with your music taste? Do you think it's pretty good, or do you have some songs on there that are like just for you?
Oh yeah, I like their music a lot. The seniors do picking stuff out.
Does your hype music, or the music that you listen to get into that mindset, differ from like your everyday music playlist? Is there some stuff you listen to that you wouldn't necessarily listen to on a game day, but you love in any other time in your life?
I listen to a lot of SZA, so I,
When you think about life outside of volleyball and things that you do off the court to kind of just get away from it when you have to, or get your, that break that you need every now and then, so you don't mentally, gas out. What are some things that come to mind? What are some things that you like to do outside of the sport?
um, anything with art. I love painting, drawing, hanging out with my friends, going shopping, anything like that.
You are the second artist on the team that we've talked to, because Amara Anderson wants to, actually go into a career in art. What are your favorite things to do artistically?
Just draw random things I see. Like if I'm in class, I always draw the teachers' faces.
What what teacher's your favorite to draw?
Mrs. Kenner, my chemistry teacher.
Oh man, that's great. I hope she hears that. What are some of your favorite subjects in school? What are some of your favorite classes to be in?
Mm, Probably chemistry. I found it really interesting, and my class is a lot of fun.
Don't want to call it your least favorite class because it might not be your least favorite, but what's the class that gives you the most trouble, the one that you have to work the hardest at to get the good grades in?
Algebra 2 and trig.
That was a very quick answer. Boom. I knew that right away. What are some things that you start to think about your future that you might want to, go into a career in, or you might have interest in now that you're transitioning from, junior into senior next year?
I have thought about being a child life specialist, which they work in the hospital and basically are like a therapist for the kid and tell kids like what's happening to their bodies, and they're like a best friend for the kid.
What has driven you into wanting to go into that career path? What kind of things got you interested in that?
Just helping out others and so much and seeing them, it would just make my day.
You say you have the passion for helping other people. So that makes me wonder, what are some of the nice things that either strangers or people that you don't know very well has done for you? If you had to pick like one or two things, kindest things that the people that you don't know have done for you as random acts of kindness, what would you say?
Paying for my order at Starbucks, any random compliment or someone's like, "Oh, you look really good today" in public.
Everyone has that like one compliment that would really brighten their day. What's that for you? What's that thing that someone can tell you that would really just make you smile for the rest of the day?
Probably them saying my hair looks good because it's curly and not many people have curly hair, so it kind of makes me a little insecure about it.
What's your hair routine for volleyball? Like, what do you have a certain, way that you have to do your hair for a game as a routine or a superstition?
Surprisingly not. I only my only superstition is when I go back to serve.
What's that superstition for your service line?
3 bounces, then I turn around, a toe like, I touch the, floor with my toe, and then I go and jump serve.
And that's got to be the routine, right? You can't mess with that.
Yes, sir.
I love it. What's a typical game day like for you? I mean, is it harder or easier to get through a day of school when it's game day?
It's so much easier. I get so excited for the game, it's all I think about during the day.
This team has had an uptick of late. It was a tough start for you guys. You went through some adversity. What's it been like to see you guys turn things around, get some positivity, and start to get wins under your belt as the season goes on?
Communication and letting things go, like, obviously, it's gonna be upset, like, we got a loss, but letting it go and working on the things we need to fix is definitely key.
We are heading towards the last week of the regular season, of course, and then you'll get into playoffs. What is this team capable of? I mean, what have been the talks in the last week about things that you guys are going to be able to do inside the bracket, especially with the tough schedule that you guys have put together?
Definitely working on our hitting plays and really just working together on what we can do.
What would a deep tournament run mean for you in this season, and to really give those seniors as many games as possible?
It would be amazing. Next year's gonna be very different. I love these seniors, and they're all like sisters to me. Hopefully a long
Now,
time.
we've talked about the seniors. There are also some underclassmen that have stepped up real big in this program this year. Who have been some of your favorite underclassmen to get to know this year?
Honestly, all of them. They're it are everyone on the team is like a big family, and it's so welcoming, and it's a really good environment.
All right, Brinkley, before we let you go in this interview, I want to give you the chance to thank your support system. We know that you have so many people behind you supporting you. I want to give you as much time as you want to kind of give people shout outs and let people know how much they mean to you.
Just wanna thank my family and friends. My parents are probably one of my biggest supporters, and my coaches. They have encouraged me so much to get back in the sport I love, and God, of course, is watching over me, and definitely my grandpa because he is 100% my biggest supporter.
All right, Brinkley, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it. We wish you the best of luck the rest of the season, and we can't wait to talk to you in real soon.
Thank you.